Namaskar. We need one more Dr. B.R. Ambedkar now. We need one more Dr. B.R. Ambedkar now. This is not only my voice, but the voice of poor, yes, the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe community students. Yes, having trained close to 20,000 plus scheduled caste and scheduled tribe community students, I understood for me now to make this video, and it's to represent their voice precisely. Why do they say that they need one more Dr. B.R. Ambedkar now? For this, you should get a précis of the history of our reservation system, a quick précis of it. Reservations were basically introduced in British India time itself, much precisely by Maharaja Shahu. He is a Maharaja of princely town of Solapur. He introduced reservation in the year 1882 for non-Brahmins and in the year 1891 for backward class. In fact, in the year early 19th century, I can say precisely 1902, he made his vision very clear to make India a class-free India, I repeat, class-free India, and to abolish the untouchability. The actual legalization has happened when Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was receiving end of the nefarious practice of untouchability, receiving end of the nefarious practice of discrimination, and when he became the first law minister, and when he got an opportunity to draft the Indian Constitution by becoming the chairman of the drafting committee of the Indian Constitution, that was a veracious, not voracious, veracious need of the hour at that time to implement the reservations for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. That's the journey how. And as a general category, everyone has to admit that to abolish the untouchability and to pull them up, because they've almost some 300 to 400 years, precisely even 1,000 years, they were being treated in a very bad way. So that was a veracious need of the hour. So in the 1947, we got the reservation for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. And in 1980, we got the reservation for the other backward classes, which is almost 27%. And in the year 2019, we got 10% reservation for a poor general category students, a poor general category. So on a whole, if you observe, both state governments and central governments precisely maintain 15% of reservation on state government jobs, central government jobs, universities, both state and central government universities, precisely 15% for the scheduled caste, 7.5% for scheduled tribe, 27% for other backward classes, caste and classes, and 10% for the poor general category. But there are a few variations. A few state governments, under certain exceptional conditions, have introduced a different way. Like if you observe, the state of Tamil Nadu has kept reservation for transgenders. It's a welcome note. We have to encourage that. For transgenders, certain section of reservation. When I come to the northeastern part of India, especially Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Manipur has got 80% of reservation for scheduled tribes in the state government jobs. 80%. And they've got 60% reservation in the state universities of that particular place, including Central University, which is inside there. If you take an example of Nehru and Rajiv Gandhi University, they're inside their states. 60%. There was one witty conversation with one of my students from the northeastern part of India, who was a scheduled tribe. I said, "You got 60% of the reservation, man. Nothing to worry much." He said, it's a witty conversation. He said, "Sir, स्टूडेंट्स का पहला 2 अक्षर ही एसटी से शुरुआत होता है, हमको तो इतना बनता है." Now coming to the very serious conversation, please, very serious conversation. Why the poor scheduled caste and scheduled tribe community students say that they need one more Dr. B.R. Ambedkar now? If we observe the population, the present population of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, SC and ST community, they contribute 27% of the population, 27%, which means roughly 37 crore. So 37 crore Indians basically belong to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Now in this, you need to really get connected with the numbers now, please. In this, 1.3 crore of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, 1.3 crore of them belong to them a rich layer. I can say non-poor layer. Why I said non-poor layer is like how we have in the OBC category, we have got a creamy layer and non-creamy layer. So person or the family household income is more than 8 lakh, they belong to the creamy layer. So they cannot avail the benefits of the reservation meant for the other backward caste OBC. Similarly, if I take that cap at 8 lakh, then 1.3 crore scheduled caste and scheduled tribe SC, ST community members, 1.3 crore of them come to this cap, which is 8 lakh and above income. If you see a simple calculations, please, we have got 49 central universities and 367 state universities. And if I see the number of seats reserved for them for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, in top institutions like IITs, IIMs, national law schools, NITs, AIMS, even economics, all of them taken together, top institutions, we have got 20,000. But if a club, irrespective of it, all the state government, central government, then we have got 2 lakh seats reserved for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe students. Now, can you imagine if someone competing for these top institutions, 20,000 students, and what is the category of the students who are already in a non-poor category? 1.3 crore of them. And these poor SC, ST students have to compete with the children of the rich. Again, I can say non-poor because definition of rich can go to any extent. Non-poor, who have been in a top schools and all the 365 days in a year get a proper schooling. I don't know how to explain it because I have seen the ground reality of it. Ground reality, 20,000 plus students have trained. Poor SC, ST students, they walk on barefoot. There are times they sleep on the natural floor. And they're very ambitious, very ambitious. How many of you would be knowing there is an exam called IPMAT? How many of you? This is an exam to do your graduation and post-graduation inside the IIMs. And those poor SC, ST students, they are such an ambitious, they're aiming for those things. How can they compete? With just 1 month or 15 to 20 days of preparation, how can they compete with the rich SC, ST? And how ambitious? I'll give one more example. I'm sorry, but I'll give one more example, which is you should listen to this. One day, because of my tight schedule, this is an example with the Telangana welfare, social welfare, tribal welfare. Because of my tight schedules, I could not give much time. Me, my team, my wife, they're associated with, via Vipru Foundation, we are associated with them. They wanted me for some of my classes, I've been giving that, but unfortunately exam season, I was very much occupied with too many centers in India, preoccupied sessions. And those students asked me, sir, you have to come. I said, beta, back-to-back sessions were there, I cannot make it now. And even if I come in the night, your campus is 60 to 70 kilometers out of Hyderabad. Even if I have to come, I'll be coming somewhere around 11 in the night. I just sat in the floor. And trust me, those students directly said, tomorrow at 11 o'clock we'll be waiting for you. Poor SC, ST students, how ambitious they are. I swear on Bhagavad Gita, night 11 o'clock we started. And we winded up the session somewhere around 2 o'clock, early in the morning. This ambitious are there. How can these students, now, you just think once practically, how is it possible with just 50, these poor students competing with the poor SC, ST, competing with the rich SC, ST? And after seeing this pain, even after listening to a lot of PILs, Supreme Court of India have ordered, with the help of a 5-judge constitutional bench, has ordered, placed an order, given an order, verdict in the year 2018 that to the government of India, भाई साहब आप लोग वो creamy layer, non-creamy layer category, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe community में भी introduce करो, kindly introduce that in 2018 itself. But our government, unfortunately, vote bank politics. Our government has ulta reversed. They said that they told to the Supreme Court that you please reconsider your decision. We are sending it to the 7-judge constitutional bench. Like usually we have got 3, 5 and 7. So now they're telling the decision given, the judgment given by the 5-judge constitution, they're telling to the Supreme Court, you revise it once again, consider it once again, and go for a 7-judge constitutional bench. Imagine. See, I did my job. I made this video. I filed a PIL. PIL is public interest litigation. Anyone can go and file it to the nearest court. I filed it. I've been already doing the best possible, giving best possible to the poor SC/ST students. Now it's your turn. When they said that we need one more Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, they never said it has to be only from the scheduled caste or scheduled tribe community. As a general category, we can speak, you can speak, right? Just if you please speak to 5 candidates of SC/ST, 5 poor SC/ST students. If all the 5 says that yes, there is injustification happening to us because of the rich SC/ST, because of not having a creamy and non-creamy layer, if all the 5, even if 4 says don't do that, if all the 5 says, kindly go to the nearest court, available court, and file a PIL. You can just say that I'm unhappy with the injustice happening to the poor scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, so please introduce creamy and non-creamy layer inside this category. The more number of PILs will make the Supreme Court of India or the government of India to reconsider this and implement in this year itself, please. If this is an exam season, if this year itself they pass this judgment before March, 2 lakh poor SC/ST students will get benefited. And we can see the poor SC/ST entering into IITs, IIMs, AIMS, national law schools. It just takes less time than you going to a theater and watching a movie, filing a PIL I'm talking about. So it is now given to your wisdom. Think about it. Together we can support poor SC/ST students. Nandri, Vanakkam.